Hello and welcome back to A Course in Miracles. We are on the workbook for students, and this is lesson 38. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. 1. Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. Your holiness, your holiness is totally unlimited in its power because it establishes you as a son of God at one point, at one with the mind of his creator.
Through your holiness, the power of God is made manifest. Through your holiness, the power of God is made available. And there is nothing the power of God cannot do. Your holiness then can remove all pain, can end all sorrow, and can solve all problems. It can do so in a connection with yourself and with anyone else. It is equal in its power to help anyone because it is equal in its power to save anyone.
If you are holy, so is everything God created. You are holy because all things He created are holy, and all things He created are holy because you are. In today's exercises, we will apply the power of your holiness to all problems, difficulties, or suffering in any form that you happen to think of in yourself or in someone else. We will make no distinctions because there are no distinctions.
In the 4 longer practice periods, each preferably to last a full 5 minutes, repeat the idea for today. Close your eyes and then search your mind for any sense of loss or unhappiness of any kind as you see it. Try to make as little distinction as possible between a situation that is difficult for you and one that is difficult for someone else. Identify the situation specifically, and also the name of the person concerned. Use this form in applying the idea for today. In the situation involving whomever, in which I see myself, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. In the situation involving someone, in which someone sees himself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do.
From time to time, you may want to vary this procedure and add some relevant thoughts of your own. You might like for example, to include thoughts such as, "There is nothing my holiness cannot do because the power of God lies in it." Introduce whatever variations appeal to you, but keep the exercise focused on the theme. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. The purpose of today's exercises is to begin to instill in you a sense that you have dominion over all things because of what you are.
In the frequent shorter applications, apply the idea in its original form unless a specific problem concerning you or someone else arises or comes to mind. In that event, use the more specific form in applying the idea to it. Wow. All the laws of the world are reversed.
Wow. I think I have to highlight the first sentence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that includes the law of attraction. I think there's 10 laws of the world, isn't there?
Yeah, the law of cause and effect. The law, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. Anyway, it's just limited. All the limits we place on within the world.
Mm-hmm. Our holiness is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. Your holiness is totally unlimited in its power because it establishes you as a son of God at one with the mind of his creator. Such relief in that, right? To just be able to rest in that.
Yes.
There's nothing to do, nothing to think. Pardon me, it just is. There is nothing my holiness cannot do.
Just the act of thinking is unlimited. you think about it.
So this is interesting. I just Googled universal laws. And this says universal laws are fundamental principles believed to govern the universe and human existence. And so these are the ones: law of divine oneness, law of vibration, law of action, law of correspondence, law of compensation, law of perpetual transmutation of energy, law of relativity, law of polarity, law of rhythm, law of gender, and universal law of reincarnation and karma.
Ooh, the reincarnation and karma, like
Mm.
it'll undo that.
Yeah, but you know what? If I look at anything else, then there's so many of these little things, but that was just the first thing that popped up.
Yeah, the belief
Well, and that's
in
on
reincarnation.
purpose.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Because, like Nina said, the law of cause and effect and the law of abundance and the law of,
Mm-hmm.
though you'll find, if you find that list, I'm sure that's the list they're referring to. Because the
Right.
law of vibration, I mean, maybe that's irrelevant anyways, because
Yeah.
we're divine holy beings.
Yeah.
And the
Those are
law
just
of
labels.
divinity and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't even name any of the
Yeah,
ones that
those
we
are the
came up with.
powers. But those are the laws of God. The law
Mm.
of oneness, that's the
Yes.
law of God. That's not the law of this world. The law
Yeah.
of this world is polarity.
Yeah.
right.
Interesting that Google would have that.
Um, and the law, the law of health and sickness, like there's laws of the body,
Yeah.
science. Got to follow the science.
Yeah.
Like there, and even in the true sense, there's true science. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
even that law is not above God's law.
Yeah.
Like your holiness in number one, your holiness can remove all pain, can end all sorrow, and can solve all problems. By seeing that there are no problems, by seeing that sorrow is unreal, it's made up in the mind,
Mm-hmm.
and pain is made up in the mind as well. That believes in duality, polarity. Where
Right.
there's
Right.
pain, there is health,
Yeah.
or there's no pain. So,
Oh yeah, here are some of them. Law of correspondence, law of attraction, law of cause and effects, law of relativity, law of polarity, law of divine oneness, law of rhythm, law of perpetual transmutation, law of, and yeah, gender's in there, law of compensation. I just think it's normally called the um
hermetic, the hermetic
attract,
laws.
yeah, inspired action mentalism. Interesting.
Yep.
The law of
So,
polarity, relativity, rhythm. Hmm.
so
Interesting.
the sense of loss, when the mind is waking from the dream, there's going to be a sense of loss because we think we have things.
Mm.
And but that's the dream, that we have things. We don't have things. We have ourself, which is eternal and immortal.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
that will never be, we will never lose that. Because what you lose, you can also find,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, we can pretend that we lose ourselves, but we never really lose ourselves because we can find ourselves again. Because we're eternal beings. So we can
Yes.
pretend we lose things, but yeah.
Through your holiness, the power of God is made manifest. Through your holiness, the power of God is made available, and there is nothing the power of God cannot do. If you are holy, and you are, so is everything God created. Yeah, just such a relief.
Mhm.
Yep.
Would there be a sense of loss when we lose our separation?
I wonder, because this is a process. We appear to be going through this process of
Letting go.
recognizing the separation and then helping it dissolve.
Yeah.
So would we? I'm not sure, because it's such a gradual process.
Yeah, because we
Will
have
we ever get there?
relationships. We have relationships, and that would disappear.
Yeah.
That's disappearing. Like no more relationships. There's just the one relationship we have with ourselves, and it's all encompassing
Yeah.
within the dream. So there would be a sense of loss, but it's not a real sense of loss. It's just because we believe in separation. When that
Yeah.
disappears, that's probably the last sense of loss we'll ever have, is that, but it's not a real. But it feels
Pardon me.
real. Like
It would feel real, and it appears real until it's not.
yeah,
Everything appears real until we realize it's not.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So it's this
Because
gradual acceptance and letting go.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I say
Yeah.
the serenity prayer a lot.
Mm.
Accept the things you cannot change, courage to change the things you can.
Mm-hmm.
Which is always here.
Yeah.
Or
There's
here.
nothing my holiness cannot do because the power of God lies in it.
Yeah.
And the power of God is the only power that is real.
Right.
And all the power in this world, which are the laws of the power of control and domination, that's the world's power.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it gets its power, is through dominance and through control.
And coercion.
Yep. Yep. It's a form. Yeah. Manipulation, all of it. That's
Mhm.
so, but now we can remember that we hold the power of God, and no other power can light a candle to that, so to speak.
Right. I think the progression of the lessons teaches us that too, like as you read them and you absorb them, you become quite fearless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid of the world out there. I'm not afraid of all the things that are coming, they say, and whatever. I just feel so much peace.
Yeah.
Mhm. And your
And
thoughts about that are in my mind
mhm,
as well, because you're speaking them.
Yeah.
mhm,
So, and I'm hearing them through my mind.
mhm,
Like that's how we're one.
yeah, yeah.
And it's wonderful to hear thoughts that are true coming into my ears.
Right.
It's like,
Well,
yes.
it's just when you don't hear things that are true, then
We're misperceiving. That's
well, and
all.
you
It's
can
just the mind.
feel it in the vibration, when people are fearful or upset or angry or any of the things
Yeah.
around, especially the current events that are going on, you can feel it. And
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't feel true anymore. It just doesn't feel true. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like participating in it.
Right.
I don't judge it. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't believe
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
anything. But I still believe my table is here and my jar full of water, you know.
Yeah.
But the activities that go around in the world,
Yeah.
I just don't believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to create a happy dream for Dr. Hoff. And
Yes.
where he was having a nightmare, it can be changed into a
Yeah.
happy dream.
Exactly. He's got a lovely following, so it should be
Oh
a really
yes,
lovely
he's
evening.
Yeah.
got lots of support, and it's gonna help heal his dream
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
heal ours too.
Heal our dream too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just it's a process. We've made
Yeah,
it a
we do it
process. It's not
together.
a process. It just is.
Yeah, it just
We
is.
like the process, apparently.
Yes, it's really just part of the script as it is written.
Yeah.
Hmm. It's like Michael Murdad says, and I've probably said this in other episodes, is we can do it the easy way or the hard way, and we seem to like the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
And the Oscar goes to God.
Right.
yes,
Oh,
our holy mind that's that's tried out some unholiness for a little while.
Yeah, that's right. Amazing.
For today's exercises, we will apply the power of your holiness to all problems, difficulties, or suffering in any form that you happen to think of in yourself or in someone else. We will make no distinctions because there are no distinctions.
Mm-hmm.
This will be fun. I'm excited. I get to stay home today. I'm going to go visit a friend this afternoon, but other than that, I don't have to go anywhere, and that's always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you were
restful.
talking the other day, Nina. Oh, we've been in the house all day. We should go out for dinner. It's like, no, it's okay. We can
Yeah,
stay home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We
it's
better get out of the house. Why?
yeah. I need to not just accept what it is instead
Yeah.
of the mind just wants to get in there and start moving the chairs around. Like
Good one. That's a good one.
let's
Yeah.
play musical chairs and let's just keep moving the chairs around because
Yeah.
we're used to it.
Yeah. Well, let's end the recording there. Have a great day.